In order to make money, you're gonna have to think about money a little bit differently than you have in the past. Okay, so I want to start shaping your brain a little bit to think about the way, think about money in the way that really wealthy people do, because it's much different from the way you or I were brought up, where it's go to school, get a job, and have a good retirement. But one thing that you got to realize about this, like just making money in general and flips especially, is you don't need money to get started. Okay, a lot of people say you need money to get into real estate. You don't need money. Well, you don't need your own money. You need other people's money, but you don't need your money. And I'm going to show you how to find other people's money. So you also don't need credit. Okay, especially when you start flips, you start working with some of these lenders. They're not looking at your credit. They're looking at the deal. Okay, so I can remember. I'll give you an example to start off. So my first deal that I ever bought, I got it for $140,000. Okay, and just a brief example, brief overview. I'm going to show you how to calculate all this later. Okay, but basically I got it for $100,000, and then I had about $10,000 in closing costs, and then I had to put about $30,000 in repairs. Okay, so my total project cost was $180,000. Okay, so for that property, the after repair value and the market value for it was $225,000. Oh shit. $225,000. Okay, but when you sell, you also have closing costs. Okay, so then you start subtracting. Then you subtract another $10K for closing costs when you sell. And we had to hold it for a couple months, so we had to hold it for 3 months. So that's about $3,000. That's what we call the holding costs. Okay, so at the end of the day, we sell it for $225 minus the $10,000 closing cost. So that's $215 minus the $3K. So that's $212. Okay, $212,000. Then you subtract it from the $180,000 that you spent for the total project cost. Okay, and then you get $32,000, and that's your profit. Okay, so that's just a little taste of what this business could bring you. And I mean, that's just one deal. It's crazy. Now this is a pretty good deal. I mean, we found, it's a very undervalued property. We're able to take the most out of it, but you also have to realize that you're not going to hit a home run every single deal. You're going to hit your singles, you're going to hit your doubles most of the time, but sometimes you'll find